Good morning. Welcome to Faith in the Morning. Something good is going to happen to you today, so expect miracles. Thank you for joining me today. Faith in the Morning exists to help you start your day with faith and encouragement, and that's exactly what's going to happen today. However you're streaming, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or Tuvu, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Faith Plus app, thank you for joining me today. You're going to get started with faith and encouragement, and you can go forward in what God has called you to do and called you to be. You're not an accident. You matter. You're here on purpose. You're here for such a time as this, and God has a plan for your life. Well, let's get started with our Faith Family Confession. We start every podcast with it. You can find your description in, you can find this confession in the description on social media or in the show notes on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Say it with me. Say, I'm the salt of the earth. I'm the light of this world. Jesus said it, so I believe it. I'm a carrier of the glory of God. Today, I will experience the extreme goodness of God. Today, I make myself available for God to show his goodness to others through me. Today, I am increasing in influence. Today, I will see the goodness of God in my life. Today, something good is going to happen to me, so I expect miracles. Praise God. Go with me once again to Luke chapter 11. Luke chapter 11. And notice what it says here. We're going to the New Living Translation once again. Luke chapter 11, verse 33 says, "No one lights a lamp, then hides it or puts it under a basket. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where its light can be seen by all who enter the house. Your eye is like a lamp that provides light for your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is filled with light. But when it is unhealthy, your body is filled with darkness. Make sure the light that you think you have is not actually darkness. If you're filled with light with no dark corners, then your whole life will be radiant as though a floodlight were filling you with light." I want you to notice here in verse 33, it says, "No one lights a lamp and then hides it or puts it under a basket. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where its light can be seen by all who enter the house." I want you to know today that God has a stand for you. God has a spot for you. God has a place for you. As you heard me say earlier, not an accident. You're not an afterthought. God didn't go, wait, oh, they're here. Let me go figure out something for their life. No, God planned good things for you. He planned a purpose for you before the foundation of the world. Way before you got here, God planned a spot for you. He has a spot in mind for you that when you get into that spot, you'll be ready to shine and reflect his goodness, his love, his mercy, his wisdom, his power, his redemptive work to the whole area around you. But the thing is to know that God has a spot for you is a step to be able to see correctly. Because as we shared earlier, that your sight is important if you want to be a bright light. But some people's sight is cloudy because they think, well, God doesn't have a spot for me. I'm just here taking up air. I'm just in an accident. I'm just a this. I'm just a that. And they get down on themselves, maybe because some people have told them, or maybe because they failed, or maybe because they've been canceled, and they get really down on themselves and think, well, God can't use me. I've done too many bad things, or I'm not important. You know, you keep saying that, your sight will be dim, and you won't be able to be the bright light God has for you. Here's another step forward and having your eyesight, your spiritual perception clear. Know that God has a plan for your life. You are important. You are not an accident. God planned your life, and he has planned you to be a light that's going to impact the lives of others. So know that today, as you go throughout this day, know that you are planned by God. You are special to him, and he has good plans for your life. Know that something good is going to happen to you today, so expect miracles. Make plans to join us for our 21 days of fasting, November 1st through November 21st. We don't say you have to fast food. We're not saying don't eat those 21 days. We're not saying that at all. What we're saying, whatever you choose to fast, whether it's one meal a day, whether it's social media time, whether it's a favorite TV show, whatever it is, replace that with time in the Word and time in prayer, and focus on those 5 prayer points that you see in our newsletter and you see us post on social media. I believe that as we go through this time of prayer and fasting, not only will we be ready to end the year strong and start 2024 even stronger, but guess what? Our spiritual perception will increase and we'll have clarity of sight so it can be the bright light God has called us to be. Have a wonderful day. God bless.